NATO is currently reassessing its long-term plans for airborne early warning and control (AEW&C) aircraft after the United States announced its withdrawal from the Boeing E-7A Wedgetail program. This unexpected move has significant implications for the alliance's ability to modernize its surveillance and command capabilities, particularly as it seeks to replace the aging E-3 Sentry fleet, which has served NATO air operations for more than 4 decades. Initially, NATO's plan envisioned acquiring 14 E-7A Wedgetail aircraft as part of a collaborative effort among 8 member nations. The United States, as the program's lead participant, had intended to procure 26 E-7As for its Air Force, with the expectation that joint funding would ensure seamless integration of the new platform across Allied forces. The Wedgetail, known for its advanced radar systems and multi-role capability, was seen as a natural successor to the E-3 Sentry, promising enhanced situational awareness, long-range surveillance, and improved interoperability among NATO nations. However, in June 2025, the Pentagon formally canceled its participation in the E-7A program, citing multiple factors that made the project increasingly untenable. Originally priced at approximately $588 million per aircraft, the cost had escalated to $724 million, raising serious concerns about budgetary feasibility. Beyond the financial aspect, U.S. defense planners questioned the aircraft's survivability in contested, high-threat combat zones. Modern warfare, characterized by advanced anti-aircraft systems, electronic warfare capabilities, and potential near-peer adversary conflicts, prompted a re-evaluation of whether the Wedgetail could operate effectively under such conditions. In place of the E-7A, the United States plans to rely on the E-2D Hawkeye, a carrier-capable AEW platform, in combination with emerging space-based surveillance initiatives, including the Golden Dome project. This shift reflects a broader U.S. strategy to diversify intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance (ISR) capabilities beyond conventional aircraft, integrating orbital platforms and advanced sensors to maintain global situational awareness. The U.S. withdrawal has sparked discussions within NATO regarding alternative solutions to meet AEW&C requirements. One prominent option is the Saab GlobalEye, a Swedish-made airborne warning and control system (AWACS) aircraft. Already adopted by Sweden and France, and under consideration by Denmark, the GlobalEye offers long-range radar coverage, multi-mission flexibility, and the potential to maintain standardized capabilities across several NATO members if adopted more widely. Analysts caution, however, that a transition to mixed AEW&C fleets could complicate interoperability and logistics. Having multiple aircraft types in operation across the alliance may challenge standardization in training, maintenance, and operational procedures, which are critical for effective joint missions. Despite these challenges, some NATO members have continued their procurement of E-7A aircraft. The United Kingdom, for instance, has ordered 3 Wedgetails, while Turkey operates 4 E-7Ts. Sweden, meanwhile, is progressively shifting to the GlobalEye system and actively promoting it as an export solution for other nations seeking a reliable AEW&C platform. This diversity in aircraft selection underscores the tension NATO faces between maintaining interoperability and accommodating national preferences and budgets. The implications of the U.S. decision extend beyond NATO's operational planning. Within Congress, there is an ongoing debate about whether the E-7A program should be reinstated. Some legislators argue that canceling the program could leave the U.S. Air Force ill-prepared to meet emerging threats by the late 2020s, potentially creating a capability gap in airborne early warning and control operations. Proponents of revival stress that the Wedgetail's modern radar systems, advanced electronics, and integration potential with Allied forces make it a valuable asset despite cost concerns. Critics, on the other hand, emphasize the increasing role of space-based ISR and argue that investing in such technologies may yield more resilient, scalable solutions for future conflicts. Meanwhile, industry partnerships continue to shape the AEW&C landscape. Saab and France's Directorate General of Armaments, DGA, signed a letter of intent for the acquisition of GlobalEye aircraft, reflecting a growing interest in European-made platforms as alternatives to U.S.-designed systems. The agreement includes the purchase of 2 aircraft, with options for 2 additional units, as well as a full support package encompassing ground equipment, technical assistance, and crew training. Such arrangements indicate a strategic shift toward diversifying supply sources and enhancing operational flexibility within NATO's air surveillance capabilities. The broader context of NATO's AEW&C strategy also highlights the increasing importance of multi-domain intelligence in modern defense planning. Airborne early warning aircraft serve as force multipliers, providing commanders with real-time data on airspace threats, coordinating friendly assets, and enabling rapid responses to dynamic operational environments. With technological advancements in cyber warfare, electronic countermeasures, and long-range missile systems, AEW&C platforms are expected to adapt to highly contested airspace conditions, requiring continuous investment in radar, communications, and defensive capabilities. For NATO, the current juncture represents both a challenge and an opportunity. On one hand, the U.S. withdrawal creates uncertainty in procurement timelines, budget allocations, and operational integration. On the other hand, it opens the door for alternative solutions, such as GlobalEye, to gain traction within the alliance. Countries willing to adopt a new AEW&C system may benefit from greater autonomy in managing their fleets while potentially increasing operational effectiveness through modernized, versatile platforms. Ultimately, NATO's decision on AEW&C acquisition will hinge on a careful balance of cost, capability, and alliance cohesion. Ensuring that multiple aircraft types can operate seamlessly together requires coordinated training programs, shared operational standards, and investment in technical support infrastructure. As NATO moves forward, member states must weigh the benefits of maintaining alignment with U.S. systems against the potential advantages of adopting new, regionally developed platforms that may offer tailored capabilities suited to the alliance's evolving security environment. The coming months are expected to see intensified discussions among NATO members, defense contractors, and policymakers in both Europe and the United States. Whether through revival of the E-7A program, adoption of the GlobalEye, or a combination of systems, the alliance is tasked with ensuring that its airborne early warning and control capabilities remain robust, interoperable, and ready to meet the demands of modern air warfare. With threats evolving and technology advancing rapidly, the choices made now will likely shape NATO's air surveillance and command capacity for decades to come.